Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tanner and this is my Esoterica. Today we are continuing our Zodiac Collective readings with a reading for my Taurus Collective. As I am filming this, it is the last day of Aries season, so when I post this, it will probably be the first couple days of Taurus season. So happy Taurus season to all of my beautiful Taurians out there. I hope you all are doing well. So as I was shuffling for this reading, the energy that was coming out for this collective of Taurus was like the energy of kind of like learning something. Like a lot of page energy came out for you guys, and I'm seeing it as there's an airplane, so you all could be going through an ascension right now. But yeah, a lot of page energy, a lot of student energy, a lot of studying and like working on like investing in a skill is what I'm seeing here. I saw 111 on the timer just then. I feel like, you guys have been sort of inspired by a love situation. I did see the Five of Swords, so I feel like there has been some sort of conflict that you guys are or have been working on healing from. And you guys have been really focused a lot on finding your own stability here. Today we're going to be using the Spirit Song Tarot. Spirit guided me to this deck for you all. And the energy I'm seeing in the shuffles is the energy that I've been talking with you all about. But on this cut right here, we have the Queen of Crystals, which is the Queen of Pentacles in this deck. So a lot of like, again, a lot of page energy, a lot of studying. There's like a lot of ace energy as well. So I feel like you guys have been feeling really inspired to take action on things right now in your own life and like building up security and stability for yourself. I feel like whatever connection you guys have been recovering from has caused you all to have to do a lot of soul searching here. We have the Four of Shells, which is the Four of Cups in this deck. It says soul searching and reevaluation. So I feel like you guys have had to do a lot of soul searching and reevaluation when it comes to this situation that you've been healing from. And I feel like, whatever's been happening or whatever has happened has kind of like inspired you all to like take action towards your path and like building up again your own foundations and finding stability within yourself again. But yeah, learning something new. We have the Page of Cups on this side as well, so you could be really tapping into your intuition right now, or learning to just kind of trust the flow of things, go with the flow of things. The Sun, so you guys could be kind of like getting your spark back in a way, finding like intuitively being guided to what brings you joy here. In the Animal Spirit Oracle decks, in one of them I have, the frog energy is representative of releasing and cleansing and healing. So I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of releasing and cleansing and healing. And then the butterfly, not butterfly, this is a hummingbird, but I said butterfly for a reason. So a lot of transformation has been taking place within you guys, my Taurus collective. But the hummingbird, which is what I meant to say, is representative of somebody who knows where to go to find nourishment. So like, I feel like you have really been focusing on bringing your own spark back by, I'm assuming from all this page energy that I've been seeing so far, like by investing your time and energy into building up a new skill or a trade or some sort of idea, something creative that you guys are focusing on. But yeah, a lot of energy about finding your stability again and focusing on your own coin. I saw 444 when I was saying that. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for our Taurus collective? Queen. Okay, so we saw the Queen of crystals, which was the Queen of Pentacles. Now what's coming out is the Queen of Acorns, which is the Queen of Wands. So you could resonate with being a divine feminine if you're watching this, but definitely stepping into your power, your divine feminine power, learning to relinquish control, learning your worth and your value, learning what you will and what you won't accept from other people anymore. But yeah, I feel like you're feeling very inspired and like wanting to take action on the things that excite you and you know, spark your soul. Let's do one more cut and then we'll see what comes out in the shuffle for you. All right, thank you, Spirit, for everything so far. What else do we have for our Taurus collective? Five of Feathers. And so this is the energy that I was seeing at the beginning of my shuffling before I even started recording. So definitely been some sort of conflict here. This is the Five of Swords. This is like somebody, you could have been dealing with somebody who was very like stuck in their ego, somebody who is really argumentative, somebody who kind of refused to see your side of a situation and just really only cared about what they were getting from the situation. But definitely a lot of like conflict here. And the Seven of Crystals, which is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, what is that about? I know what it's about. It was a rhetorical question. I just need a second to think. Oh, this is about what you invest your time into. Yeah, it's about, so I feel like you probably invested a lot of time and energy into a situation where there was a lot of like arguments and conflict or not seeing eye to eye. But it made you question, like, was it even worth continuing to invest your time into here? And with the Eight of Feathers, this is the Eight of Swords. I feel like, you know, you guys have been sort of trapped in your own mind or have been in the past about this situation. You could still be a little bit, but even if you are, I'm not seeing that it's impeding your path forward. Like it could still be something that's on your mind, but I feel like for whatever Taurus collective I'm channeling, again, you guys are very inspired to continue working on whatever it is you're learning about right now. Are there probably some lingering feelings and thoughts? Yeah, and that's normal and that's okay. But again, you guys are really stepping into claiming your own power again. Learning, you know, I don't chase things, I attract them. And what is aligned for me will find me. I want to do one more cut, actually. I know I said I would pull cards after this, but I'm going to do one more cut just to see what else we have. What else do we have for our Taurus collective, please, Spirit? Four of Crystals. So this is the second time I've seen the Four of Crystals. Stability. Yeah, very much focus on your own stability after having to deal with some sort of conflict in the past. But yeah, working on your foundations, working on building up your foundations, and working on, you know, finding security in yourself again. So cool. That's the gist of this situation. What else? What do we have, Spirit? Let's pull some cards for our Taurus collective. What do you have for our Taurus collective, Spirit? For our Taurus collective. Ooh. Ah. Two cards came out and then they flew onto the ground. So could have definitely been dealing with a runner here. Three of Feathers, Three of Swords. This is about emotional pain. So I feel like there's definitely been some emotional pain happening in this collective right now. But remember how I accidentally Freudian slipped the butterfly earlier when it was a hummingbird? Now look what we have, a butterfly. Transformation through heartache and through change, or through pain. Change through alchemizing pain. So yeah, definitely a love situation. Some emotional pain lingering here. Both of these cards came out crossing. So we have a lot of wands already. So I feel like this was a connection where there was a lot of passion, um, a lot of attraction, I want to say. But the first card that came out was the Knight of Acorns, which is the Knight of Wands. This energy came out crossing, which for me as a tarot reader means like this is energy that you all have been like consciously grappling with, right? And then the second card that came out with it, confirmation bird, was the Five of Acorns, which is the Five of Wands. So I feel like, you know, you guys have been dealing with a runner, first and foremost. Somebody who was non-committal or was afraid of commitment. Somebody who was maybe just kind of looking for a good time and wasn't like expecting 11:11 on the timer to get caught up in feelings is what I'm getting right now. But there was definitely conflict with this person. You could have felt like there was competition for their attention as well with the Five of Acorns here. This is divine masculine energy. This, is it a cheetah or a jaguar? But in that animal spirit oracle deck I like to use, this is representative of divine masculine energy. So you could have felt like this was a counterpart connection. 1144, I just saw it. But yeah, I feel like dealing with a runner, dealing with someone who was non-committal, somebody who maybe came off as a little bit of a player, definitely dealing with feeling like there was competition for this person's attention. Could have been a third-party situation. I am seeing this Three of Swords again. And then there's Justice underneath that. And interestingly enough, the Nine of Cups underneath that. So I feel like, you know, whatever happened in this situation has sort of made you want to like take your power back and like restore balance for yourself with this Justice energy here. And this is interesting. This is it looks sort of like a raven. I thought it was holding a key, but it looks like it's actually just flowers. Or a crow, maybe. But anyway, representative of third eye awakening. So I feel like, you know, you guys have been going through awakenings. But with Justice here, I feel like this makes you realize that how unfairly that this person was treating you. And it made you want to, you know, take control of the situation for yourself again. With the Magician here. Oh, look, another crow or raven. I think this one's a crow. I'm not sure. But again, third eye awakenings. It made you want to take control of the situation for yourself again, and then start to go after the things that actually make you feel fulfilled. And, you know, working on projects that, again, bring you a sense of emotional alignment and fulfillment. So thanks, Spirit. What else do we have for our Taurus collective? We'll come back and clarify those first two in a little bit. But let's see what else we have. Spirit. Ooh. Nine of Acorns. Nine of Wands. A lot of wands here. A lot of passion. A lot of drive. So I feel like, again, you guys are feeling really inspired to take action in your own lives. But there was a lot of attraction in this situation as well. But nine of Acorns, Nine of Wands, wounded warrior card. Somebody who's been through the ringer. Somebody who's kind of still looking over their shoulder and kind of waiting for the next thing to hit. But it's also like resilience, and it's also like, yes, you're battered, yes, you're bruised, but you're not giving up on yourself. And 9 is almost 10, 1444. It is almost the end of the cycle. Like you're almost to the end of this. So like keep going is the advice of this card. Like don't give up even if you're feeling wounded still. But I feel like the situation is still on your mind. I mean, we have the Three of Swords here on the bottom again. So there's been a lot of pain um, in this collective, in this situation. But yeah, I feel like it's beaten you down for sure, but it hasn't totally dominated you. I feel like, again, you have been handling this as well as you could have. Like, you are doing all the right things. I think sometimes it just takes time too, if you still find yourself being caught up in the unpleasantness of the situation. But yeah, you could feel like this person owes you accountability in some way too. Again, if there were third party situations at play, could definitely owe you an apology or accountability in some way. But let's do one more card for the situation. For our Taurus collective, please, Spirit. What do you have for our Taurus collective? The Tower. So yeah, a big shakeup here. Something that totally shifted your perspective on the situation. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing there was a huge Tower moment here. Something that really shook you. You could have come to realize, actually, that this person was kind of a player. Like, you might not have realized that before. And it could have been like revealed to you in some way. And that could be what is causing you so much sort of, emotional pain. Yeah, this person could have come off really charming. You could have seen them as like a knight in shining armor. But they could have been really like slick with their words. They could have been dishonest. They could have been emotionally manipulative in some ways. And then the Eight of Feathers again, the Eight of Swords. So this is somebody who was also like trapped in their own mind. Like, they had the power to free themselves from the situation as it was, but like jumped out of my hand. So absolutely a runner. So they were like caught up in their own minds about the situation, and they weren't willing to do the work to like move the situation forward in a mature way, is what I'm getting. And then underneath that, we have the Two of Crystals, the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, you definitely could have been made to feel like an option in some way, or like this person was juggling you in some way, or not prioritizing you like you want and need and deserve. But okay, so yeah, some big Tower moment, some big shakeup here. I'm thinking it has something to do with a revelation about a third-party situation. But let's go ahead and clarify the first row of cards, which was the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands crossing. So what else do we have for the situation, Spirit? Please clarify the Knight and the Five of Wands for our Taurus collective. Jumped out of my hand again. Okay. Came out crossing. Strength. Came out crossing. So strength has a lot to do with inner resilience. In my animal spirit deck, the elephant is representative of overcoming obstacles. So I feel like it's tested your inner strength a lot. This situation is what I'm getting. Like, you've had to, like, if you found out this person was playing you in some way, I feel like, it's definitely triggered some wounding in you, as it would with anybody. But like, definitely has caused you to have to like go within and depend on yourself, is what I'm seeing. And yeah, focus on self-care and self-love and self-healing with the Ace of Cups here. Yeah, and the King of Cups underneath. I feel like this was a connection that you had a lot of love for this person. The King of Cups is the highest form of love there is in the tarot. But again, we've seen the Knight and the King. This is somebody who could have manipulative tendencies, somebody who is not comfortable expressing their emotions. And the Ten of Swords, so a painful ending here. This card is peeking out, and I wasn't going to look under anymore, but if it's peeking out, I gotta look. Queen of Cups. Yeah, a lot of energy here about how a painful ending has forced you to, oh my goodness. We saw the Queen and the King of Cups. So this definitely could have felt like a soulmate connection. You could have both been the same element sign-wise. That doesn't have to be the case, but you could have been. But yeah, whatever this shakeup, whatever the situation was, it's caused you to do a lot of self-care and go within, but it definitely was a painful ending here. Let's get one more clarifier for this first row, please, Spirit. One more clarifier, please, for our Taurus collective. Four of Acorns, Four of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is somebody that you saw like marriage potential with. Ton of wands, ton of wands in this reading, Taurus. So a lot of passion here, a lot of attraction. But yeah, I feel like you could have, again, you could have seen forever with this person. You could have seen them as marriage potential. But yeah, this connection has forced you to go within. Whatever happened, whatever tower moment happened, forced you to really go within and focus on your own healing and your own stability. Let's clarify this Nine of Acorns, this Nine of Wands. For our Taurus, please, Spirit, clarify this Nine of Wands. The Shaman, which in this deck is the Hierophant, and it came out in reverse. This came out in Aries reading as well that I just did not too long ago. But this could be somebody who abused their power over you in some way. I just randomly cut the deck, and then we have the Knight of Feathers here, the Knight of Swords. So somebody who could have been very harsh with their words. Again, I'm getting runner energy with the Knight of Swords, but it's like, yeah, this person, I feel like you gave a lot of yourself to this person, to this situation. I feel like you let them into your boundaries. You know, you lowered your boundaries for this person. And they took advantage of that. And they took advantage of you in the situation. And that's why it's been so painful for you, because you know that they took advantage of you. But yeah, it's again, it has forced you to focus on your own healing. I'm gonna pull one more card for this middle row, please, Spirit. Clarify this Hierophant in reverse and this Nine of Wands. It almost came out, but it went back in. King of Wands, player energy again. Somebody who was very in their ego. But one more card, please, Spirit, for this middle row here. They love jumping out of my hand. The Four of Feathers. Four of Swords. So, yeah, I feel like you've had to focus a lot on your own healing, like calming your mind. Again, with the Ace of Cups, focusing on healing yourself. But I feel like the situation has caused you, yeah, it triggered a lot of your internal wounds. Maybe some you didn't even realize you were still holding on to. But definitely taught you a spiritual lesson here with the Hierophant as well. But yeah, I see at the heart of, your spread that, you're wounded from the situation, Taurus, and um, you have been focusing a lot. We have two fours here. So with the Four of Feathers, this is focusing on, again, calming your mind, like meditation, sleep, rest, like recovery, mental recovery. So the situation has forced you into pulling your energy back, maybe not even just from this other person, but from a lot of other people in your lives for, the sake of your own healing. But yeah, fours, a lot of energy of finding stability again. Let's clarify this tower. No. Can we clarify this tower, please, Spirit? What is this tower energy about? Definitely a runner, my friends. King of Swords, crossing. So this tower moment has something to do with a masculine energy. And again, I'm not gendering anybody. When I say masculine and feminine, I'm talking about energy dynamics. I'm not talking about like biological, physical sex or whatever. But this tower moment that happened had to do with, involved this King of Swords energy, somebody. So you were dealing with somebody who maybe was coming across pretty harsh, somebody who was not being honest with you, somebody who could have been playing mind games with you. And I feel like that's kind of what this tower moment was about. Like you realize that who this person really was. Like you kind of finally saw through the facade of them, or your rose-colored glasses came off. And like you saw this person for who they really were, which is somebody who, again, maybe is a little manipulative, maybe plays mind games, argumentative, harsh, untruthful, all those things. Like you had that realization, that revelation. And again, it's caused you to have to focus on your own healing. Queen of Feathers here. Interesting. We've seen two sets of matching kings and queens. So again, strong energy of a counterpart connection. Could resonate with being a twin flame or divine feminine, or being, feeling some other type of intense soul bond with this person. But this tower moment where you came to this realization about this person inspired you to step into your power and draw up clear boundaries for yourself. In the Animal Spirit Oracle deck I've been talking about this whole reading, the bat represents transformation and change. So transformation and change, my friend. But inspired you to step into your power, know your worth, cut through confusion, cut through lies, cut through deception, and not put up with any kind of BS behavior. So I feel like this person came in to teach you this lesson, is what I'm getting from the energy of this reading. Maybe to set you on your soul path, if you resonate with being like a light worker in some way. Yes. I was just talking about that. Now we have the High Priestess. I got the urge to look underneath this, but this is connecting to your intuition. This is like stepping into your spiritual power. This is divine feminine power. So yeah, this situation has set you onto your path, your higher path is what I want to say. And I feel like that's with all that page energy we were seeing before, like you kind of are consciously like focusing on like expanding and enhancing your intuitive knowledge, or your woo-woo knowledge. But okay. One more clarifier for this last row spirit, or yeah, spirit, for our Taurus collective. Three of Shells came out crossing. So yeah, what I'm seeing here is that there was a third party situation. Yeah, I think there was a third party situation here, since the Three of Shells, which is the Three of Cups, came out crossing. And it came out clarifying this Tower moment with this King of Swords energy, this unhealthy manifestation of King of Swords energy. So I feel like, again, the Tower moment was that you came to realize that there was a third party situation involved here. I think this person, again, was playing games with you. They weren't forthright with you. They weren't honest with you about what was really going on. I feel like it came to light in some way with this Tower moment. And it's triggered a lot of your woundings, and is again really inspiring you to focus on your own stability and your own path forward, connecting to your intuition, and again developing your spiritual powers, if that resonates for you. So yeah, I think you just need to know that this situation, as painful as it is and as painful as it was, it was meant to trigger you so you could focus on healing your wounds and step into your own power to be a light and a guide for others, which I think is what you're working on right now. So kudos to you, Taurus. But okay, thank you, Spirit. Let us get a piece of advice for our Taurus collective. What is a piece of advice you have for our Taurus collective when it comes to this situation? Ace of Shells again. Continue to focus on your own healing. Focus on the things that make you feel excited emotionally, that continue to focus, trusting and leaning into your intuition. Let it flow through you. Let the creativity flow through you as well. And keep focusing on your stability here, focusing on your own pentacle with the Queen of Crystals here, with the Queen of Pentacles here. 3303, I saw it when I was saying that. So yeah, continue to focus on your own healing. I feel like, again, the situation is aligning you with your higher path. I think there's just still some wounding here that needs to be cleared out before you can fully step into this next phase of your life, is what I'm getting, Taurus. But you're doing the damn thing, and I'm real proud of you. So again, your advice: continue to focus on your own healing, and then let's see what's coming next. Let's see what's coming next for you. Thank you, Spirit. Can we see what is coming next for our Taurus collective? What is coming next for our Taurus collective? Transformation. But it came out crossing. So again, you guys will be consciously going through a transformation. This is death energy. But death, even though it sounds scary, it really means death and rebirth. It really means letting the old version of a situation go in order to step into a higher version of it, a better version of it. So this is what's coming next: transformation, change, releasing what no longer serves you, and stepping into a whole new version of yourself. I just saw 3434 on the timer too, so look that number up. But yeah, this is what's coming next. You guys will be dealing with going through a huge change and releasing the things that no longer serve you in order to make room for something new and better to come into your field, into your energy. So keep focusing on your healing. Keep focusing on your path, on learning whatever it is you're learning. Um, and yeah, I think the path forward will continue to become clearer for you as you continue to do the shadow work, um, of clearing out the traumas that have been triggered in this situation. But yeah, transformation and change on the horizon, my friend. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep focusing on your own pentacle. Keep focusing on healing yourself, on rest. Um, and yeah, I'm sending you guys a lot of love. All right. Okay, my friends. All right, I'm going to leave it here. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. Take care. Bye.